Good morning, children. Welcome back to online classroom of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayu. I am Jaypriya, your computer science faculty. Today, let us learn scope rules of a variable. Okay, now we already learned what is function, what are the different methods to pass parameters into a function, how to call a function, and how to return values into the function or to the caller. Okay, today let us learn scope of a variable. Children, scope rules of a language are the rules that decide in which parts of the program a particular code or data item would be known or accessed within the program. Okay, scope rules of a language are the rules that decide in which part of a program a particular code will be visible. Okay, that one is called scope rules of a program. Or simply, we can say that part of a program within which a name will be legally accessible is called the scope of a variable. So once again, the parts of a program within which a name is legal and accessible is called the scope of a variable. Clear? Mainly two types of scope, global scope and local scope. See here, global scope and local scope. Okay, global scope means that variable will be accessible in the entire program. Local scope means that variable will be accessible within a particular code or within a function or within a block. That one is called the local scope. Okay. Let us consider one real life situation to understand the concept of global and local variables. Okay. See children, when you are touring a historical place with many monuments. Okay. So in that case, you will get some tickets to visit the monuments. For example, two monuments, monument A and monument B. Okay. Then you will get two tickets to visit monument A and monument B. Now let us call these tickets ticket 1 for monument A and ticket 2 for monument B. Okay, so by using this ticket 1, you can visit only monument A. Okay, so by using this ticket 1, you visit monument A, and when the moment you come out from monument A, in that moment the ticket validity is over. Okay, that means by using the ticket 1, you can't visit monument B. Okay, that is ticket 1 validity is only inside monument A. That one is called a local scope. Clear? That one is called a local scope. And also ticket 2 is valid only for monument B. That one is also called a local scope. Okay, the next one is global scope. Okay, see, suppose we have a city-based ticket. Okay, city-based monuments. In that case, you will get another ticket. We can say ticket 3. So, ticket 3, by using this ticket 3, you can visit all the monuments inside a city. These monuments may include monument A and B and also some other monuments. Okay, by using ticket 3, you can visit all the monuments inside the city including A and B. That one is called a global scope. Clear? So, local scope is valid within a particular monument and global scope is valid within the entire city. Okay, then in our program language, we can say that the local scope means that is visible and accessible within a particular code, or we can say that that is visible and accessible within a function. And global scope means that variable will be visible and accessible in the entire program. Clear? Now I believe you all understood the concept global and local variable. Now I will explain with an example. See children, here we have an example. DEF calc sum of x1. Okay, this is the function definition. Then z equal to x plus y then return z. Okay, then here num1 is equal to int input enter first number, num2 is equal to int input enter second number, sum is equal to calc sum of num1 comma num2. That means the sum. Okay, here is a function call statement. It calls the calc sum function by passing two parameters num1 and num2. Clear? Then what will happen? See, here are numbered these lines. Okay, here first line, second line, third line, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 lines. Then how the execution going on? Do you know? See here. First the interpreter read the statement function header. Okay. Then it check if there is any mistakes in the definition, function definition. After that it will neglect the next statements. That is the function body will neglect and will start the execution from the main program. This is the top level program. Okay, this is the main function. Okay, it will start execution from here. Okay, this is the main program. So whatever the variable you are defining here will be visible and accessible in the entire program. Okay, so here this is the function call statement. Here we are passing two parameters num1 and num2. So when you call this statement, see the function will be called. Okay, this is a caller and this is the called function. Then the num will assign to x and num2 will assign to y. So the x and y, these two variables are defined inside a function and z is equal to x plus y. Then return z. So x, y, z. Three variables are defined within a function. So the scope of these variables only inside the function. So we can say that the x, y and z are the local scope variables. That means the variable is visible and accessible only within the function. Okay. Then see here num1 and num2. Okay, these here we have three variables num1, num2 and sum. Okay, all these variables are visible and accessible in the entire program. So we can say that these num1, num2 and sum are the global variables. That's why we are passing these variables into this function. Okay, so see what happened when we use this x, y and z in this main function. You will get an error. Okay. See here, then print sum is equal to sum means you can print the variable, the value stored in the variable sum here. Okay, here we return set. We return set means the value will be returned here and it is stored in the variable sum and will be printed here. Okay, so here the global scope variables are num1, num2 and sum, and the local scope variables are x, y and z. Now I believe you all understood the concept, isn't it? Okay, I will explain one more example. See children, the variable defined outside of all the functions are global variables. See the example, here z is equal to 5. Okay, then the definition will start, that is def func of x. Okay, this is a function. Then y is equal to x plus 1 return y. Okay, then this is the top level statements or the main statements. Then a is equal to input enter a number. Suppose when we enter a number 10. See, now we enter number 10. That 10 will store into variable a. Then b is equal to a plus function of z. Okay, a plus func of z. Here what is the value of z? Yes, z is equal to 5. So here a plus, here what is the value of a? A is equal to 10. So 10 plus, you can pass the variable z. Z is equal to 5. So 5 will pass into the function and this 5 will read into the variable x. Okay, then y is equal to x plus 1. That is 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. Then return y means 6 will return. Okay, that 6 will return, will add with the variable a. So 10 plus 6, that is equal to 16. That 16 will store into variable b. Then print b means it will print the variable, it will print the value 16. Clear? This is the execution of this program. So when you define any variable outside of all the function, it will treat as a global variable. Okay, so this variable z is equal to 5 is a global variable. Okay, here also a, b are the global variable. Here x and y are the local variable. Okay, children. Now I believe you all understood the concept global variables and local variables, or the global scope and local scope. So anyone have any doubt, please note down in your notebook, then ask in the live section. Okay, see you again with another topic. Till then, bye.